What is something about your country you're actually really proud of? We've got the only birds in the world that have won a war against humans. Switzerland. That cheese that aged for 5 years in a cave. I'm from Iceland and I have to say that I'm super proud of its nature. I mean, it's definitely special and so unique. Our ability to control water. The work the Dutch put in to make this land livable with the dam systems earns my respect. Belgium, here we made the fries. Costa Rica, our beautiful and varied landscapes. Everything from tundra to rainforest to deserts. More than 25% of our land is protected by the government or a refuge for all the animals in. Biodiversity on land and in the oceans. And around 99% of our energy comes from renewable sources. It's also a true democracy when it comes to voting. Our presidents aren't always that great, but at least we the people choose them directly. Edit. I'm so glad to read everyone's comments about visiting my country and having a good time. Also, here is the article about the tundra in Costa Rica. Czech Republic. We made first car with aerodynamic body. Back in 30s we had the highest portion of car manufacturers RS per area. We invented Dalnic. We make one of the best 3D printers in the world. We make Barico. Italy is art. There's art everywhere. Literally. And we have sea, mountains, plains, hills, rock and sand, forests and cities, lakes, rivers, the old and the modern perfectly balancing together. I love Italy. On the other hand, I hate the typical Italian way of reasoning. I don't hate people. I hate ignorant people who doesn't keep up with the new. So, like, 3/4 of the politicians are people who are in power to make a change in general. I'm proud of Finland's great education system, landscapes and so many other great things. And with the recent events, I'm proud how the government has put in their best effort to seize the spreading of the COVID-19. Scottish people are funny fuckers. We have a dark sense of humor even in the worst circumstances. In modern times, pretty much nothing. But I am very proud of just how old the capital is. Oldest continuously inhabited city in the world. We've endured so many wars, empires, dictators, and civilizations. Not to mention the recently discovered lethal cosmic impact that took place ages ago. We have best potassium, while other countries are run by little girls. Belgian here, we've got Spa-Francorchamps, fries, waffles, and proper chocolate. As an American, I'm really proud of our national park system. There are so many amazing natural wonders in the United States since we are, geographically, such a large country, and the national park system helps keep these wonders alive and available for anyone to visit. Places like Yellowstone, Glacier National Park, and the Grand Canyon are natural wonders. To non-Americans thinking of visiting the United States, skip the touristy places like Disney World or Hollywood. Instead, go visit the national parks. They are amazing. To Americans traveling the country, please do the same. Our country has so many gorgeous and pristine places to visit that aren't choked with millions of tourists, unbearable traffic, and pointless my name on a shot glass tchotchkes. Edit to add. If you're curious and unfamiliar, here's some pics of some of the American national parks. Yosemite National Park, Grand Canyon, Rocky Mountain National Park, Olympic National Park. Also, for Americans with a disability, you can qualify for a free lifetime pass to the national parks. You'll only pay a $10 processing fee, but will have lifetime, free access to the national parks. Australia for our take on the English language. As an Aussie, our diverse land of deserts, rainforests and bushland, the Australian outdoors is incredible. We invented the Canada arm, baguette. I've saw videos of people queuing in other countries and it makes me never want to leave the UK. So as a German, I am very proud of, Peep Show. US the public library system. The NHS Red Heart folded hands. I've been very lucky in my life and not needed to rely on it all that much myself, but that doesn't mean I appreciate it any less. Austria. Don't need to drive, fly far away for some of the best skiing resorts in the world. Healthcare in the Autobahn. New Zealand. Our current Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, in her 30s, mother to a toddler, and has led our country through a mass shooting of volcanic eruption and pandemic with empathy and realism. She's real. She cares, and she is absolutely nailing running our awesome country. In the UK, I'd say it's gotta be the NHS. Now more than ever. Indian, yoga and food. I have made so many friends here on Reddit, and my heart sparks with joy each time I hear them say they love Indian food. Chicken tandoori, palak paneer, naan, dal, dosa, sambar, jalebi, gulab jamun, and everything insanely delicious and mouth-watering that comes out of India. Also, yoga. I cannot the world of fitness exist without yoga. I'm not a health freak and quite lazy, come to think about it. A lot of physical activities don't come close to the effect yoga has on my lazy ass bum. And I certainly don't mind seeing all these new iterations of yoga pop up around the world. There's beer yoga, biryani yoga, doga, and whatnot. It's fun to hear and read about it. Total joy sharing two things from my country with the world. As an American who travels a lot, barbecue. Everywhere I go, people, mostly Europeans, talk shit about American food. And to be fair, we do have a pretty bad food culture. But not barbecue. I'm not talking grilling over sweet sauces and all that. I'm talking proper, slow, wood-cooked barbecue. We take the toughest cuts of meat and turn them into absolute perfection. I think barbecue ribs, beef and pork and brisket stand up to any other country's traditional meats. Brisket in particular. A perfect TX-style brisket doesn't hide behind anything. That is simply amazingly cooked meat. There is nothing pretentious about it. Some of the best is still cooked in repurposed equipment. Handmade. Cut up from scrap. Don't get me wrong. I love great food from all over. Traveling to eat is the thing that brings me the most joy. But good barbecue stands tall with the other great cuisines of the world. Greece. Surprisingly great at handling this current coronavirus clusterfuck. I honestly didn't expect that the people here would take it seriously. But they have. I'm from Scotland, and our water is some of the best there is. America. No other language can translate. Yeehaw. Lego. Germany has the most kind of bread in the entire world. Canada. The way COVID-19 is taken care by our government. People do not shame breastfeeding in public. Gotta appreciate that in Nepal. For most underrated wine in Europe, guessing is welcoming. It's hard. Tacos and guacamole. Poland. National parks and pierogies. UK. Music. Radiohead. Joy Division. Autechre. Aphex Twin. I also come from and live in Salford. I think Joy Division are genuinely special, so I like that. There's also the Smiths as Manchester-based and other bands people love, but I think just those four are really beyond everyone else. We make the best pasties. And do you see anyone else with clotted cream? Also egalitarianism in the NHS and higher education. Edit. I wrote pasties instead of pasties. The former is grammatically correct, but at least you know what I mean with the latter. Our NHS. It gets a lot of hate, but usually before coronavirus, you can ring your local doctors, get an appointment, and a prescription the same day. Break your leg, free treatment. Acne, free treatment. Hair loss, free treatment. Cancer, free treatment. You get the picture. They do incredible work, and I am incredibly grateful for it. Russian literature probably. It serves as a great example of our natural ability to turn our suffering into art and base our national culture on it. The heart to fight for freedom. Stand with Hong Kong! Exclamation mark. Britain has one of the best universities in the world, and our ruler is immortal. Malaysia's healthcare services. The fact that we're usually considered a moderate developing country, and yet our healthcare is among the best in the world. Able to handle the current outbreak at a reasonable pace is something I'm very proud of. Not to mention government healthcare facilities are super cheap too, at a very affordable price for Most working class people. Coffee crisp. Apparently they don't have it in the States. Our music and actors. United Kingdom, UK. Edit. Also, our special forces may not be the largest, but they're the most well-trained in the world. I think that's cool too. Thanks for the upvotes, smiley face. As a Taiwanese, I'm super proud of our government actually doing their job to prevent the pandemic from spreading, and donating medical masks to other countries at the same time. Singapore. Our government is really good, and pretty transparent and quick to react to crises. Germany. So beer Autobahn and the history without the two. World War. Vikings. I am so proud Denmark had so much land by slaughtering people. The Netherlands was the first country to legalize gay marriage. Croatia. One of the most visited country in Europe. 60% of the world's polar bears live in Canada. I don't know why, but I'm proud of that. Nelson Mandela. From the UK. Here we make, hands down, the best mains plugs sockets in the world. They're so safe. The ground pin is longer than the others, ensuring it's connected first. And the live neutral pins are mostly plastic apart from the edge, meaning you can't plug a halfway in and shock yourself. Also, sockets won't let you plug it in if there's no ground pin pushing it open. Poutine. What an invention. I'm from Montreal. The reputation Canada has. Very proud and thankful. I am an Aussie and Bunnings sausage snags. I'm an American. I'm proud of the Avengers. As a German, I am proud of our achievements in music, art and technology, of Made in Germany as a trademark of quality, of the way our country overcame its separation after the Cold War. And there are a lot of beautiful places here. The Alps in the south, pure white sanded beaches in the north. Norway. Our welfare, free healthcare, outside of folks living in dictatorial and oppressive regimes. I'll never understand the cynicism and embarrassment that many people seem to feel about the concept of national pride. My country's America education system taught me mathematics, and how to read, and how to write. Its medical system, much demonized though it is, saved me from being stillborn, and saved my mom's life when she had a stroke. Its police system saved me from a rabid dog that tried to maul me as I was coming home one evening. Its parks nurtured my love of the outdoors, and gave me somewhere to stretch my legs as well as my spirit. Its infrastructure has given me good roads, clean water, light, and the confidence to walk down the street safely my entire life. My country was the birthplace of jazz, one of my favorite musical genres, and the superhero, and 1,000 mechanical marvels. We had Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers, for crying out loud, which is pretty much the winning move in the contest of most wholesome people ever. Every country has problems, America included, but damn it if I'm not proud of my country all the same. As a Scot, I can safely say meth and alcoholism. Canada. We made Trailer Park Boys. I'm just so glad that after surviving all the most deadliest snakes and spiders that a little virus ain't gonna do shit. Russia. Great programmers, but companies in USA pay so much that most of them are now American programmers. But the online services in Russia are very cool. All banks have mobile apps. Government made a website and mobile app for government, health, taxes, services that is much more comfortable than I've expected. Transport system, food delivery, anything has website and mobile app. Also, there are hundreds of enthusiasts that use programming resources to create amazing services for people. Even some cities have mobile apps for reporting issues, receiving local news, etc. That's amazing. SRY for bad English. The crazy thing that happened in here. It had to be Brazil. Canada. Overall, I just love my Canadian brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter what country they originated from. Ireland, the first country to legalize gay marriage by popular vote. For a country that was once steeped in the grip of the Catholic Church, we have given them a firm fuck you for all the evils they propagated. To the Irish now, the protection of life and love do not have a price. regardless of who thinks otherwise. Venezuela, our cuisine and varied landscapes, maple syrup and free healthcare. I am proud that Denmark made a lot of English words. In Scotland it was voted one of the nicest countries in the world, but it also has the highest crime rate in a developed country. Kazakhstan, nature, nothing else. Philippines, we eat rice with everything. As a Canadian, the relationship we have with the Dutch makes me proud. It's something to be proud of, but we don't flaunt or brag about it too much. A lot of Canadians don't even know about it. I like to think we are still the same country as we were back then, and that we'd do it again if we could.